2023 is right around the corner, and you know what that means? You ain't getting any younger, and neither am I. And if you're a guy, you know that the more time passes, the more likely it is you're going to suffer from hair loss. Early diagnosis is the best, so Keeps will provide you with a specific expert to help you figure out what the best course of action is to keep your hair, and then confidently and confidentially mail you the proper treatment to help you keep your hair. Don't waste another minute. Go to keeps.com/geekdom. That's www.keeps.com/geekdom and get 50% off your first order. Go right now. So we've got some potential actually important news coming out of Japan from Akira Toriyama himself. So let me explain. In Japan today, well, technically yesterday, they released the Dragon Ball Superhero manga. What this is it's the movie, but it's in manga form. This is not the Dragon Ball Superhero manga arc that Toyotaro is going to begin later this month. That's not what this is. This is basically screenshots from the movie with speech bubbles and thought bubbles. That's what this is. So if you don't want to go see the movie, you want to read it, they had that available. All the Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z movies and GT have manga. Here's a picture of one of the manga panels from my Instagram over at Real Geekdom 101. So there's a picture of it. Now, what's interesting about this is Akira Toriyama's comments. There's a new interview from Toriyama where he reveals the future of Dragon Ball Super, and it's very, very exciting. This is really interesting. So this is going to be a big story, I feel. So leave a like on the video so it spreads out. Share the video out because this is crazy. So let me hop on over to DBS Hype real quick. Here are some photos of the Dragon Ball Superhero manga. You know, the fight between Gohan, Beast, and Orange Piccolo and Cell Max at the end of the movie / manga. This is kind of how it works. These are kind of cool. Some people think they're redundant, but they're kind of cool. Herms has translated this Dragon Ball interview with Toriyama, and I'm going to get into why this is important. So Toriyama says, according to the manga, right, it says that Dragon Ball Superhero says that the movie is set right before the original manga's final chapter, aka the end of Z. If you've been following me for the past almost a year, I have been saying this over and over and over, that Dragon Ball Superhero is within a year of the end of Z. The end of Z, of course, being the last chapter of the manga, the last 3 episodes of Dragon Ball Z, which feature Goku meeting up with Oob at the 28th tournament and flying off together, ending the original manga. Dragon Ball Super has taken place during the 10 years in between the death of Majin Buu and this short chapter / arc. Why is this important? I'm going to get to it. Let me read the Toriyama interview for you guys, and we're going to talk about this because we've been waiting for this for a very long time. Toriyama says, the movies up to now have followed major episodes in the 10 years between the original manga's Majin Buu arc and the final chapter. Superhero is a story right before the final chapter. Thanks to the excellent director and staff, it was well received as the best yet by all those who saw it. Well, I think Dragon Ball fans, probably the ones I've talked to, like Broly a little bit more. Most of them do, and some like Battle of Gods. Everyone has their favorite, but Superhero was probably very well received by, it was definitely better than I was expecting. Right? I didn't think it was going to be that good. It was a lot of fun. Not a perfect movie at all. It's got flaws, but it was fun. I'm glad I was able to take part in it too. If I may toot my own horn, I love Toriyama's humble brag. With the anime comics, you can easily enjoy that consistently wonderful quality and might also discover many new things. Please check out every little nook and cranny. Akira Toriyama. So why is this important? Think about this. We have been waiting. We have been waiting for years since Super started for the story of Dragon Ball to go past the end of Z, right? We want to know what happens after the end of the manga. Now, back in 1996, 1995, It was 96. Dragon Ball GT is what was a sequel to Z. But Dragon Ball GT is a side story. Some fans have said it's non-canon. It's more complicated than that. I don't want to simplify it, but it's sort of like an alternate timeline. You understand what I mean? Like an alternate universe, a different, a whole different, continuity, right? Are you following me? If Dragon Ball Super Superhero is the last story before the end of Z, because they might squeeze one in there. Listen to me. They listen to what I'm saying, because people love to misquote me. So I want you to hear what I'm saying. They may squeeze something extra in, but because Pan is 3 years old in Superhero and 4 years old at the end of Z, they got less than a year, y'all. So that means, and Toriyama confirmed it, that means that whatever's coming after Superhero, and we know something is coming, will probably be either a retelling of the end of Z, right before it, or after the end of Z. I have been waiting for this for so long, because the problem with Dragon Ball Super being in this 10-year skip is that we know everybody survives. The stakes and the drama are not that impressive. When the series goes past the end of Z, right, we're going to get new stuff, and I believe that the Black Frieza arc will be after the end of Z. I think that Oob and those characters will be involved in that arc, maybe even Broly after the end of Z. Now, I'm not saying that's confirmed. That's my belief based on Toriyama's statement, because why would he say it's the, he said it, it's the story right before the final chapter, which means that Goku is going to get his blue gi at some time soon, and then go and, go meet Oob, like what happened at the end of the story. I'm so excited, y'all. I am so excited because I've been waiting for this. I've done videos on this, and I've discussed why this is like causing issues in the series. And if you go to all of the rumors we've been talking about with the new web series that's being rumored, which is actually going to happen, it's not even called Dragon Ball Super. That's one of the big rumors. So why is that a big deal? I'm going to tell you, because Dragon Ball Super, that brand name, could be used to describe all the time, the 10-year time between the death of Buu and end of Z, right? Where Super takes place. If they go past the end of Z, they may not call it Dragon Ball Super. They may call it something else. And that's exciting to me. That's exciting because that means that, the Dragon Ball Super brand name is going to be like the name, right? But when the story, and when I say the story, I also mean the manga, the Dragon Ball Super manga. There's still more story to be told. But right now we're in kind of a mystery period because we don't know where they're going with this. But based on this Toriyama statement, it really sounds like we are so close to wrapping up the in-between, interquel part of the story that we're going to get new stuff after end of Z. And I believe whenever that Black Frieza conflict happens, whenever, Broly or Oob or whatever they're going to do will probably happen after the end of Z based on this, which is really exciting. It's all lining up, y'all. It's all lining up. The web series is confirmed, and it's being run by the guy who directed this movie, right? And if it's not going to be called Dragon Ball Super, if it's going to be after the end of Z, why call it Super and call it something else? I don't know what they have planned when it comes to the name, but everything we've heard, the 2 projects I told you all about, remember I said there's 2 projects being planned? All of this is kind of making sense now. And I'm really curious about how they're going to execute this. So don't forget to share the video, y'all. Leave a like. This is a developing story. Toriyama himself says this is the final story before the end of Z. Or not, that's not what he said. Let me not misquote him. He said it's right before the final chapter. So either the next story will be right during that 1 year, which it could be. I'm not doubting it. I want to see Goku get the blue gi. But this means we are going past the end of Z at some point. Because they can't just stay in this year forever, yo. They got to move forward. And I'm excited that they're moving forward. Take care, y'all. Have a great day. I'll talk to you soon.